Hey guys, this is Locke here. I know this video is a bit late for this class match, but I kind of wanted to just talk about ideas and hopefully some of these principles will be applicable in the future. So the first thing I'm looking at is showing you how to build a non-missile team. Sorry, like basically a team that does well against missile or gunners. So I'm using Dwayne, Victora, and Nivlu. I'm not using any attack cards, any missile attack up cards on Nivlu, so she's basically just there as a haster and a support character. So basically, I'm using non-missile units to take down a missile comp. I built using the 20% missile resist VC to give Dwayne and Vinera a high missile resist number. Um, and then I have what else do I have? Oh, I also have the Scion of House Beluv card to give 15% agility because I want them to be in your face. So as you can see, like right now, my enemy's already kind of retreating. They don't really have too many options here. Uh, and on my first turn, I actually didn't move Vinera. If I had moved Vinera, is just what I should have done, they will have even less time to react. They will be able to buff once, and then they can't do anything. And as you can see, Dwayne is jumping, so all of their turns will, two of their turns will go by before Dwayne lands on the ground, and they can't do anything. She hit Federica hit Vinera for 584 damage. It'll take a long time to bring her down with little damage like that. And even if they did manage to bring one of them down, Dwayne will just go and smack them and kill them. So you can't. It's hard for them to take both of them down. So this is, in my opinion, a pretty good comp to take down, missile attackers. So if you guys have been having a lot of trouble with this in this CM, or it's too late for this CM, but in the future CMs, this like something like this is very easy to do. You don't even need the UR cards. You have a MR card that gives you 15% missile resist, so that goes a long way. And then you have a couple of Esper choices. You have Odin, which gives 15% missile resist. You have Death Machine, which is limited, so you might not have that, but he would be the best because he gives you 25% missile resist. And then there is also Ifrit, who gives 15% as well. So slap on like two of these three espers and one 15% missile resist VC, and you have at least 30% missile resistance on top of what you already had. On Vinera, that's a 50% missile resistance. So this comp is pretty good in my opinion against this. And I kept seeing a lot of missile units, missile comps. So I started playing with this. But I found out that after a while, I just saw so many non-missile comps and this team, especially evade teams, and this team cannot handle evade because I don't even have a single guaranteed unit to take them on. So I was having a lot of trouble with evade teams. So I decided, okay, I will try a different composition. So this composition I actually only came up with today. I did my 5 attacks with this composition, and I really liked it, and I wanted to show it off. It's a bit different because Vinera has absolutely no dodge at all. She has platinum armor, she has the Leonis VC and the Death Machine, and she's using the dual gunner sub job. And with the buff of that, her defense goes up to 76. So Federica is going to hit her for very, very little damage. I don't even need the missile resist VC because she just has so much defense. Even if you like say penetrate 50% of that 74 defense, that's still pretty high. That's like 30 something. I think 30, 38. So no, not 38, 37. Anyway, 37, 38. So this is pretty good against to take down missile attackers, but it's also pretty good for evade units as well, because I have, well, first of all, one guaranteed hit unit, and then I have the Blades of Grass VC on Nivlu, which also boosts up her accuracy. So with those two, I should be okay to take down evade teams. So I'm only going to show you 4 matches. The fifth one is kind of redundant, and I cut out parts of it to try to make this short as possible. This is just against a missile comp to show you how easy it is to take them down with this comp, right? Um, so this is pretty standard. On the first turn, I'm already rushing with Vinera. If my enemy wants, he might have, say, sharpshoot and used another skill from Nivlu to try to bring Vinera's HP down from far away. If they did that, the next turn they have absolutely no AP to cast any skills. So, they're kind of screwed because Vinera is not going down if, like, from normal attacks from these missile attackers, especially with 76 defense. So that's why, when you're playing missile comps, you need to rush on turn one. Don't give them any room to buff and build AP and get set up. Because right now, like they can only get one attack in before Venera is in your face. Like the last turn, if they had attacked last turn, Venera would be in their face and they wouldn't have any AP to do anything, so they would have to buff or normal attack. So Venera will just kill them. Um, but at the same time, I want to kind of point out different things that I'm doing here. So because my enemy has two different missile attackers, they can also just ignore Venera and try to attack my other missile attackers. They can attack Nivlu and Federica. So I kind of keep them spread out. I'm not afraid of either of them dying right now, actually. Like, suppose this guy just decided to ignore Venera and kill my Federica. That's okay, because my Venera will kill one of them, and my Nivlu is probably in enough range to attack one of them as well. And if by some chance, with Kane and the two missile girls, they decided to kill my Venera somehow, then that's okay too, because I moved both my Nivlu and my Federica up so that they can do some big damage. As you can see, my Nivlu on her turn will actually attack these guys because she's in range to kill that Federica, which is like standing all the way at the back. Because I was okay with him attacking my Federica, because if he did that, then I would have just been able to kill him with my Venera. But since he's far away, to try to attacking my Venera, I can still move in and kill him with my Nivlu, as I just did. So this is again another comp that I can do to take out these missile attackers, and I'm using a tanky Vinera to do it. So here I want to just say that sometimes you just have bad comps, right? Like this guy's using an Ildira, and he wanted to buff all of his guys. He's trying to stay apart a little bit, but still, like he made a mistake. These kind of things happen sometimes. He got in range of my Nivlu, and Ildira is dead, and Howlett is at very low HP. These things happen sometimes. I make mistakes as well. You just move on, right? So I just wanted to say, don't get discouraged if you make a mistake. It happens. Now, this game, I want to kind of use as a lesson. I'm not making fun of people here. I'm just trying to point out things that are like, hey, if you're doing this, maybe think about it, right? This is probably not so beneficial. So two things that he's doing here, which I think he shouldn't have. First of all, he should have actually won this match. If he had rushed me with Kane and Victoria and Laswell with, like, say, a Dragoon sub. Now, Laswell's not on Dragoon sub, but just imagine, right? I would have a hard time taking on all three of these. But because he's running a dodge comp, and he's not, charging at me turn one, he's giving me time to set up. Um, and so that was his first mistake, that he didn't charge me right away. And because he didn't charge me right away, I can build up my units. Now, like I looked at this and I said, you know what, I can attack with Nivelu right now and do some damage, but I don't need to, because she's not going to do a lot of damage. Instead, I'm going to haste. So I'm going to be in a much better position to take on this comp. And now my Federica has also had enough time. Now she can cast two sharpshoots in a row. Well, actually, she can do more than that, because since my enemy is so far back, it'll take at least two turns for them to come to me. So Federica will probably get at least three sharpshoots off, or two sharpshoots and a normal attack off before they do anything. And the other big problem with this guy right now, what he is his decisions right now, is that because he's staying back and buffing for two turns, probably three turns, um, it just slows down the pace. Like I can see that if I had been a camper, like if I was like scared to attack him, and if I'd gone back and buffed more, I would have a very difficult time taking this guy down, because he's running both dodge cards and missile attack cards. If I give him the momentum to build up and attack me, I would have had a hard time. But because he spends all his time buffing, I was easily able to take this comp down. So last turn, I took down the evasion buff from Victora using the dispel spread from Nivlu. And because my Nivlu is hasted, because again, I had enough time to set this up, I can immediately go and remove it again. Like that's in my opinion the mistake that he's making, because he's spending too much time buffing on a very long map against gunners. I think, in my opinion, like I don't think he's doing a bad thing in itself. It's just the opponent that he's facing, because he's facing gunners, and because they have huge range and can rain arrows on you from very far away, and slowly take your HP down. Like, look at how many times I have to hit them to take them down. If they were in the middle right now, they could have just gone and hit me, like attacked me and one shot me. But because he is still, all the way in the back. So again, this is just a lesson. Like, if you're playing against gunners and you're not using gunners, just rush turn one, because you have a much better chance of winning than if you stay back and slowly try to, like, uh, well, keep buffing and getting. You should move up and buff at the same time. You should be in my face to try to take me down if I'm playing gunners. That's basically the very the lesson that I want to make with this video. So I hope that that kind of helped. At that point, he decided there's nothing he could do. He gave up. This was a very interesting match against one of my good friends on here. Actually, his name is Vinny Valiant, and so I was using the exact same comp. Um, there are some decisions that I made that kind of helped me with this. Um, so I was using Vinera, and I decided not to make her evasive at all. So instead of, I didn't even give her the evasion passive, which is usually a pretty good passive to have. Instead, I gave her two agility buffs so that she has a lot of agility, and I'm also hasting her to make sure that she can close the distance as soon as possible. And again, now she has 76 defense, so she'll take a little bit of time to bring her down. The biggest threat to me here was not the gunners, it was Victora, because Victora can still charm. My Venera is at 50 faith, but her LB, Victoria's LB is pretty, has a pretty high chance to charm. So I'm a little bit afraid of charm. I'm not that afraid of gunners, because if they take like 3 or 4 turns to kill my gunner, sorry, to kill my Venera, I'm assuming that I'll be in a good enough position to somehow do something, do some damage, right? With my other girls. So at the same as the first match I showed you with this team, I'm moving my Frederica and Nivlu up to be in a position to attack the next turn. If he decides to attack my Venera, if he goes for the girls, if he goes for my gunners, I will attack him with Venera. That's what I'm trying to do, and I made sure that my Venera was out of range to not get LB'd by Victora. So if you check right now, Victora can LB my Venera, but that's because he used the Dragon Standard. Last turn before he did that, he couldn't. That's why he had to put Dragoon Standard first of all. So this is kind of be my tactic, move up and make my opponent move back, because it also gives me more range. As the gunners, climb these hills, their range increases. So if I'm backing you into a corner, you have less range, which means that I'm more likely to win, because I can probably hit you with Barrage or with Nivlu's LB while you are missing the same opportunity by one square. That's my plan here. In the end, this game actually came out to luck. I landed a very lucky disable. I'm not sure if I would have won. Maybe I would have won without it. Maybe I wouldn't. But I think that lucky disable there most likely was the reason I won. So right now, like I think because of I don't know. I feel like he could still attack my Venera, but I think if he did, when I say attack my Venera, he can charm my Venera. But if he did that, I would have used my Nivlu to just normal attack Venera and knock charm right out of it. So, and I think he was also expecting to kill Venera with with the first attack, and then use Frederica to move up and LB or something. So because my Venera is so tanky and was able to take all those hits, he didn't see that. I think that's so. I don't know. There's two things. He might have LB'd if my Federica was not, sorry, if my Nivlu wouldn't be in range to hit him. Like if Vinera was going next, maybe he would have LB'd. I don't know, but he might have also thought that Vinera would have died to the first attack, leaving Federica able to barrage my Nivlu or something. I'm not sure. It's a toss up. But anyway, thankfully I landed that disable. So because I landed that disable, my Federica didn't die. That's probably why I won this match. It's again just luck. At this point, I decided that I was going to go for Victora over Federica, because Federica might reflex and I might lose the game. So I don't want to take the chance. So I just said, okay, you know what? I will move. I will just take out the unit that I know I can for sure, and then if Federica reflexes after that, hopefully I'm in a better position to win. So that was really that was really the reason I won, because of that lucky disable. Um, so anyway, any good game, Vinny, if you happen to see this. Uh, I hope you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the CM. I did. I didn't win too often actually. I think I ended up at rank 102 today, and then with this comp I got 5 wins, pushing up to rank 53. But compared to other guys, there are guys that only lost like 3 or 4 times. I lost, I think, probably 10, 11 times in total. But I had a lot of fun. I saw a lot of interesting compositions. I've seen a Zazan once. I saw an Ildira once, which was unfortunate that he was fighting, my comp. Um, I've seen Howlet. I've seen Halloween Rairus. I've seen all the gunners. I haven't seen Luartha. I've seen uh, lots of Agriuses. I've seen Canes, Victoria. So this was in my opinion, this was a great CM because it was like so diverse. You can't bring one team and expect to do well against everyone. There's counters to literally everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the CM as much as I did. Leave your comments. If you have any ideas, or if you want things like, okay, how can I play against this team just in general? Like, leave it in the comments. Ask me questions. Maybe I can do more videos to say, okay, this is how you would tackle this team. This is how you would, beat Agrius, so on and so on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Locke. See you.